Good afternoon, friends, or whenever you're watching this. I hope that you are doing wonderful. So I decided that I was just going to share a morning homemaking, homesteading kind of video here. Just what I do this day, all before lunch. So I figured that we'd go ahead and get that started bright and early. It's like barely 8 o'clock, I think, at this point. It might be a little bit earlier than that. I just noticed that on first recording here on YouTube, as editing for this YouTube video, I seen it was a little bit after 8. So we're just going to get this last load of laundry here started. It's very random, but it was like the bottom of the laundry basket upstairs. So whatever's there, I just decided to throw in here, minus John's work pants. They have been extra messy lately. If they're just a little bit dirty, I will throw them in with the good clothes, but if they're actually messy, I put them to the side until I get a whole load, and they've been messy here lately for some reason. I guess because he works in them. But we got the washer going. Now I'm going to start making some salsa. Jonathan had texted me, I guess the day before this, and asked if I needed some tomatoes. And my first thought was, no, give them to somebody else. However, I thought, what if they're red? So I asked him if they was red, and sure enough, they was. And they ended up being Roma tomatoes, which was perfect for, like, canning. So I decided to make some salsa with those. I'd planned on buying some from like the local farm down the road anyways, so I got these free, even better. But yeah, Kim had went out and was picking them, and she knew that she had too many for her to eat because Jonathan don't eat tomatoes. Like, he enjoys growing stuff in a garden, but he don't eat nothing that comes from it. So she knew that she had too many, so she got him to text me, and he did. And so anyways, we got them now. I found a recipe because I have never made salsa on my own. I might have helped John. I probably did when he done like all the garden stuff. I didn't remember it, and he didn't remember a recipe, so I just found one, and y'all, it is delicious. I am obsessed with this recipe. So good. I'm going to try to remember to save it for next year. I probably just need to print it out and put it up somewhere because it is perfect. The only thing different that I would do is I wouldn't add as much sugar to it. It takes 1/4 cup. Me and myself, I really like the sweetness. However, John prefers his stuff not to be super sweet. So you know that I'm always trying to appease him. So I would do maybe 2 tablespoons instead of the 1/4 cup. But anyways, we're just blanching the tomatoes to get the skin off. Somebody in a canning group said you could just freeze them, and I had done that with some of my like yellow tomatoes or whatever. And y'all, I wasn't a fan. Like, I was going to just make some fresh salsa just to eat right now. You're not supposed to can other colored tomatoes, which I'm sure you can them, but you need to add more acid, and I wasn't so sure about that. So anyways, yeah, I froze them because it's supposed to make the skin peel off really easy, but I just didn't like the texture of them. Like, they was goopy almost. I ended up tossing those. I should have given them to the chickens. I didn't. I put them in the trash. But yeah, these I decided just to go the old school way and blanch them and then put them into cold water. You've seen the ice there floating. And they did really well. Like, the first few for me, getting them peeled was a learning process. And some of them wasn't as loose as the others, but for the most part, you'll see it. I got some video footage of it. I just grabbed the end of it and popped it right out. Super easy. It was a labor of love doing it this morning. I was just like, why am I doing this? Like, it's just easier to buy store-bought salsa. What's the big deal? As soon as I tasted this, I was like, now I know what the big deal is. It's definitely worth all the labor of love. I'm obsessed with this. It's probably the best salsa I have ever eaten. So good. So I will link the recipe down below in case you are into canning and all that, or if you just, I don't know, maybe you could probably make like a 1/4 or an 1/8 of this recipe and just eat it fresh, because y'all, it was delicious. It is delicious. I've still got some left. It'll probably be gone before the month is over, and that's kind of a bummer. I might need to make some more. We'll see. But yeah, this tomato, I think this is one of the harder ones, and I ended up putting the skin into my good bowl, and then I'm like, no, that's not right. Gotta fix it. So I will do that. I'll get the skin out of here, and then this is where my tomatoes are going to go. But I eventually figure out that it's much easier just to pop them off, not try to start a peel and then have to deal with it. It is what it is. But anyways, we're going to get this done. And then we got a few other things we're going to share with you. I hope that you enjoy this video. You get something out of it, even if you just want to spend some time with me. I love y'all and appreciate you, and I'm just so thankful that you're here, and I hope that you enjoy it.
Set out on the open road, same old place you always used to go when you were younger. We're speeding through a 50 song like your dad before you didn't even notice. The old man with the silver hair sitting in his rocking chair. Soon you'll be there. Although it's easy to remember, it's as easy to forget that it leaves you feeling down and filled with some regrets. All this trick of the memory, we'll call them good old days. Although sweet in the moment, poison for you. Listening to the same old tune as you heard before you even knew the language. With every line it brought you back to where the summer never ended. Although it's easy to remember, it's as easy to forget that it leaves you feeling down and filled with some regrets. All this trick of the memory, we call them good old days. Although sweet in the moment, it's poison for you. It's poison for
So the recipe calls for 9 cups of tomatoes, which is roughly what I would have had. However, it calls for 2 cups of peppers, 1/4 of a cup of jalapenos, and 2 cups of onions, I think. Don't quote me on that. It called for a lot, and I thought, that might be too much. So I decided to just do roughly, we'll just say half of that. It definitely wasn't even half of that. I think I used half of an onion in it. And I was going to add some onion powder and garlic powder, and I don't even think that I did that. And then I just used 2, like, cloves, I guess, of garlic. Is it called a clove, or is the whole thing a clove? 2 of the little segments of garlic, anyways. And I got the peppers out of the garden, which you saw. The jalapenos and the jalapeno's, they're not spicy. That's in the name. However, these yellow ones, I planted sweet bell pepper varieties, and these little bad boys come up. I don't know what they are, but they're spicy. They're not super spicy, but they're a little bit spicy. I don't know, but they're fine. They're a welcome surprise anyways. John really likes them, and so he told me to add 1 or 2 of these to the salsa when I made it. I think I added 2, maybe 3. It just adds not even really a kick to it, but just maybe a little bit, teeny tiny bit. He wants me to can some, pickle them or whatever, like pickled banana peppers. We're going to do that eventually, probably sometime soon. But I'm just going to get this chopped up. I use the food processor to make my life so much easier. The recipe called for diced tomatoes. I didn't have time for that. I didn't have the wheel for that. So we just blended it up just like we did our peppers and onions and garlic. I just went quickly, didn't overdo it, but didn't underdo it either. I wanted it just a tiny bit chunky. I like my salsa, well, both ways really, but I prefer it to have smaller pieces. So that's what we did.
I can feel there is somebody here, and he's watching over me tonight as he takes away my fears, lets me know there's a heaven up there. Yeah, he's reaching out his hand to me to wash away my tears. Oh, I know you, and I praise you. Got my arms open for your love. Oh, I want to be near you. I hear angels from up above. They sing hallelujah. They sing hallelujah. I can see though my eyes are all closed. Yeah, he gives me strength to carry on and always lets me know that I'm fine just the way he made me. Every perfect imperfection is all because of him. Oh, I know you, and I praise you. Got my arms open for your love. Oh, I want to be near you. I hear angels from above. They sing hallelujah. They sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah. There is somebody here, and he's watching over me tonight as he takes away my fears. Oh, I know you, and I praise you. Got my arms open for your love. Oh, I want to be near you. I hear angels from up above. They sing hallelujah. They sing hallelujah.
And when we are doing kitchen chores or anything along the lines, especially kitchen chores, we have to take many cleanup breaks. I can't stand it to get super messy, and so I have to stop and get stuff cleaned up. It just helps in the chaos anyways. So we're going to get this cleaned up. You'll see my oven is on 200. That is where I always preheat my jars just to keep getting them hot and sterile and whatever. I don't know if it sterilizes on the 200 degrees, but it gets them hot. And the way I see it, they're new, so they should be okay anyways. We're going with it. They are. And I put the lids and rings in that little pot there on the back and bring it to a boil. But we're just getting this cleaned up a little bit. I don't know what's going on. Children, I'm assuming, was back there. Gonna fill up this sugar here. And I did end up in the salsa adding 2 more cans of tomatoes. When I tasted it, it was a little bit sweeter than I wanted it to be because of John, like I said. So I added 2 like 12-ounce cans of tomatoes. I was doing it, I was thinking, I wish I had tomatoes. Ended up, I remember that I did have some I added 2 cans of no salt added tomatoes. I blended up most of those. I probably saved like a half of 1 can and put them in whole. And the other ones I blended up just the same as I did the fresh tomatoes. So now we're going to go ahead and get the table cleaned off because we're waiting on this to come to a boil. It has to boil for 15 minutes. And I figured I might as well get this done. Nolan and Jonathan, I guess, the night before had been playing with RC cars, and he just leaves his stuff all over the kitchen table. He pretty much leaves it everywhere. It's a problem. We need to fix it. I mean, it's not a problem. It's okay. But it is a little irritating. If he was awake, I would have made him come down and take care of it, which is typically what I do. But he wasn't awake, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Sometimes it's not that big of a deal. Usually it's not for me. Maybe I'll regret it later on in life, but I typically just find it quicker and easier just to do stuff on my own. I can't be the only person that's like that. But then I also later on get mad because I'm overwhelmed. It's a problem. It is what it is. We're getting the table cleaned off, and then I'm going to put my chicken tablecloth back on it. It's been a hot minute since I've had it on here. Yeah, my fly swat. You probably see that quite often in videos. And I know people probably get grossed out by it. We don't use that for flies. I mean, I would if I needed to probably, but I don't use that to kill flies. That's like a quietening tool for the dogs. I don't hit them with it, but they see it and they're quiet because I will smack like the table or floor or whatever, so they're scared of it. And so I use that to warn them if they're barking at like the mailman. Or the day before this, a customer had came and was talking to John, and so they was going crazy. I got it out to scare them. It's fine. So yeah, if you see the fly swat, just know that I don't use that to kill flies and then just lay it around my kitchen. Just throwing that out there. But our salsa is boiling, and now we're gonna go ahead and it has to boil for 15 minutes. Sorry, I'm watching and talking and getting all confused, but we're getting the table finished up here. Gonna throw on my tablecloth because it brings me happiness, and it's been a while. Also gonna wipe down these chairs. I'm thinking about painting on black. My table here I had done in marble, and I really liked it, but then I had used not polyacrylic, but the other thing that you can put on top of stuff. Ends up it turns yellow, so it got a little gross looking. I painted it black. I don't love it, and as you can see, the paint didn't stick as good as the marble did. I also didn't top it with anything. I should have. I probably will redo it eventually, but it's just so much trouble doing it. The 2 green chairs I spray painted, and it was super fast, and I just took it out on the back. I'm thinking about doing the same thing, just spray painting it black. I like these colors, but if it's got tablecloths on, it don't really match, and I don't really care for that. So I'm probably going to redo it and just make it all black and be done with it. Who knows when? Probably never, but yeah, I got to get the transparent whatever doodads, placemats, because Lord knows this wouldn't stay clean no time if I didn't put these on here, because children are always making messes, and me and the husband, we always making messes over here. It is what it is.
Headed down the highway, I'm so sick of
I'm not kidding. This is so delicious. I was so proud of myself. This is after the jars processed. I did water bath them for 15 minutes. And then that is the extras. That is already gone at this point because the electric canner only holds 5 pints. But I'm going to make some cookies. This is the same ones that I made a week or two ago. But they're really good. Cookies are my favorite. My friend Erin had sent a little meme thing that said something about fall weather. Anyways, I don't remember exactly what it said. And it mentioned cookies. And this week, we had wonderful weather. Like, the highs was barely 80. Humidity was still there, especially on the hot days. But it was just so nice in the morning. Like, it was cold. You had to wear a hoodie or jacket or something to be comfortable outside to do morning chores and whatnot. I was loving it. So when she sent that, I was like, I need some cookies. So I decided to make some cookies this week. Same recipe as last week. I added some M&Ms, the leftovers of what I had from last time, as well as chocolate chips because I had bought some of those. And then I added peanuts. I thought that was really good. They probably would have been better without the peanuts. I just thought that it would add a little bit of variety to it, and it did. But after I made them, Wendy ate 1 or 2, and she informed me that she does not like nuts. So that means I've been trying to eat most of those because me and Wendy are the cookie girls. But I don't want to eat all those. Like, that's a lot. So it is what it is. And Jonathan hasn't been over here since I made them, so that makes a difference too. We're making our way through them. I'm trying not to overdo it, but they're good. Just next time I won't add peanuts to them. And next time I probably only need to bake half of them. That was part of my problem too. Freeze half the dough next time, Tony. Anyways, we're going to get these going here, and then we've just got a little bit left for the morning before 12 o'clock comes around, and I got to start cooking John some lunch. This is actually the same day that yesterday's video was made. So I take a little bit of break, and then I end up sharing dinner before we go to the fair. That's just how life works. It's just super crazy sometimes, but that's okay. It's always good because we're always living. There's just a motivation, I guess.
Every day. Still remember the smell of your car when you drove me down to that lake. Felt so good staying up all night. That will forever be our place. And I know it's been a long time since we were together. There's a special place in my heart that's yours forever. If I could fly right back to where I belong, fly right back to my home sweet home. If I could, I'd take it all back and fly high up above the open sea into another destiny. I close my eyes and I'm back in your arms, I fly. Sometimes it feels like you just want
friends, and with that, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me this morning, evening for you. Maybe if you watch it as soon as it came out. We appreciate you all being here. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. We would love to have you join our family. And we'll see you all next time. As always, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Until next time, bye friends.